Okay, quick thing from comments. Doc has a good opening paragraph. If a POV has no central point of reference, I was trying to mix the two together to show a point of view and point of reference being the same thing. It seems reasonable that what is could be described with no non-prefixes. Not this, not that, nothing, when you haven't got a point of view or point of reference. As things may appear from nothing, nowhere, to nobody at no time. And then makes the mistake of going but, and then realizing that there is no but, there's nothing else you can say. Troll. It's a strange one, the answer to Troll. Asking, still wants enlightenment. Funny, Troll wants enlightenment, and prefers to go to the Eastern people who give things to do, meditate or whatever. But these English school enlightened people just rejects what they say. He wants enlightenment, so hopefully if that's what he wants, that's what he'll get, and when he's enlightened, people will tell him to get stuffed as well. And it is quite paradoxical though, isn't it? It's like going to an elite sports trainer who has been a quadruple gold medalist in something and saying, teach me to do this, and then he starts teaching you and you go, fuck off, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm not knocking it, Troll, I'm just saying the whole thing's, because the whole thing is wacky-dacky doodles, isn't it? But yes, on your question, which is absolutely bizarre, we're still stuck with this enlightenment thing, and is it something with a big question mark? But I think for me it's reduced down to a small question mark. These people, these either Eastern ones or the English school, are enlightened in airy finger quotes. They are different in some way, there's no doubt about it. There's no I don't know where Windy is. Windy might say it's just a con for money, but I don't think any of the remaining listeners here say that it's a con for money. I think we all agree that either it's a great big thing that's gone on, or it's just something's gone twisted in their brains. But there is something different about them. That's what we say. And it's reasonable to assume that, let's just call it the twisted something in their brain, is what's been happening to people throughout the ages who are called enlightened or whatever. So we've got this thing about getting to a state of having your brain twisted. And Troll asks, but like I asked in the previous video, these words of nothingness must trigger something within the interested listener, similar to what's going on with self-inquiry and the who am I stuff self-inquiry, the Ramana Maharshi stuff, etc. Something to do. And the answer is yes, seemingly. I mean, the ones that get on YouTube, obviously I can't know about all of them. All we can know about is the ones that get on YouTube, you could even say, or that have websites, or that write books. And a lot of the modern ones are of Tony Parsons' school. I don't think of the, say, 10 I could name. I think there's the Welsh fella, still of the Irish school. The English school. The Irish fella listened to Tony Parsons. All the rest listened to Tony Parsons. Yep. So the answer is yes. These words of nothing must trigger something within the interested listener. Yes. The census, the facts, the information that we have at hand, which is very sketchy, and the sample isn't very good? The answer is yes. I mean, if it seems that you've got to have an interest in this sort of thing, you've got to research this sort of thing. So maybe your brain's a little bit twisted to start with, and then you look into these things, get on the interwebs. Nowadays you go on YouTube, you find the English school gurus. You find that Tony Parsons, the elder one of them, so must be the best one, who's made all these younger ones, and go to a Tony Parsons talk in Hampstead. And yes, I think it probably is very unlikely that modern people now, with access to the internet, will not get enlightened unless they go to a Tony Parsons thing in Hampstead. I don't think they will, from the limited information I have. Which, utterly, completely and utterly weird. Strange as heck. Because, Tony will stand there and say, there's nothing I can do for you. But Troll's quite right to say, these words of nothingness must trigger something within the interested listener. Yes, they must. But the younger ones generally don't say that because Uncle Tony doesn't. And what Ricardo's on about here, I don't know. Ricardo's a mystery to me. Total mystery. He's in his own world. I look at it as though we were a gang of hooligans going down an old track, down an old road. And Ricardo's kind of a bird in the tree above, just flitting around. Much freer and freer than we are. I mean, what's he talking about? No idea what he's talking about. It could be a joke. Might not be a joke. He might be at his most serious. I don't know. No idea. And he says something about genius theory, and Troll asks him what it is. Right. What I was going to talk about today was my waking up this morning. It's a Monday morning. I'm waking up to the world. Two aspects of it. First is the first eye opens to the day. Normally I'd have a look at the clock maybe, but I didn't this morning. I knew it was time to get up and do things. And the question is, or the question I'm going to ask you to think about is, how did your day start? As in, how did you know who you were and what to do? And you might think, well, that's not very interesting, but it is reasonably interesting, because to fit you into your world from, your dream place, your sleep, where you haven't been, you have to be totally and utterly rebooted, re-established as the I, the self, in the environment. And you say, well, memories just put you all into it. But there must be an efficient enough memory story that does it. What creates the memory story that's flash, 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 quick enough and good enough and efficient enough to re-establish you? It's quite a strange thing that you wake up and you're just about almost instantly yourself. Americans think they need coffee to do this before they can do this. As I said to Axel a week or so ago, of all the things in the world that makes me believe in this sort of otherworldliness, even enlightenment and otherworldliness in this world, it's Americans. I just can't believe that they really exist. Anyway, so you need complete re-establishment of what's going on, who you are and what's to do. All the memories need to it's a hell of a story. And then, like this morning, because my brain's a bit funny, it said, well, who are you? And I want a potted history of who I am right back to baby. And it seemed to arise as a memory of my entire life. Enough of a life to establish me as that was my past. Have a go in the morning or mornings to see how you get yourself re-established. And the second one was, I had a little stop there because I remembered I didn't actually say something in my 2 20-something minute videos yesterday. I opened a window and looked out onto the land and thought, oh yeah, what do I need to do out there? And it came to me in thoughts. And it was like it was being presented. I was kind of the CEO with my feet on the desk. And a secretary was standing there saying, well, we did this yesterday, we did that yesterday, but because of the rain, this is behind and this is behind. We'll have to get to that, but might have to wait till it's drier. We said we were going to do this and this, but I don't know if we can do it. And we really must do this, and probably that if we can get round to it. And it was that's how it was presented to me as thoughts. And I kind of, the equivalent of went, oh, yeah, okay, thanks, got it. So what I'm saying is, in the morning, tomorrow morning, have a good look at yourself and watch how your day begins. And see if it gives you anything. So what was the thing yesterday? Something I said in the first video, I said I might get to later. It was, can't remember. Doesn't matter. That's enough for today. Have a good week. See ya. Bye.